Hello maths fans, Dr Tom Crawford here at the University of Oxford, and today I'm sitting the American SAT exam. As usual, I have done zero preparation for the exam beyond my daily job as a mathematician. So this means I have not looked at the syllabus, so I really don't know what could be on the test, apart from knowing section 3 is non-calculator and section 4 a calculator is allowed. Beyond that, I don't really know how the exam is structured or what type of question to expect. I haven't, for example, looked at any practice or past papers. The idea here is just to put my math skills to the test. I'll be doing the exam alongside Ben Sparks, who you may recognise from his regular appearances on Numberphile and from the last collab that we did together where we both sat the GCSE Higher Maths exam. Once again, this is totally, absolutely, completely not a competition. Although secretly, I do intend to beat Ben this time as I'm out for revenge from his very, very strict and slightly dubious marking on the GCSE exam. The marking of each other's scripts and a general discussion of the exam and how we did will be coming in a follow-up video, so do look out for that. We're doing practice test number 10, available online, and we will put a link to the exam in the video description. There is an answer sheet where you are supposed to circle your answers or write your numerical values. I am going to write directly on the question paper as it makes it easier for me to talk through what I'm doing and for you to all see the actual question that I'm answering. And Ben called me out last time for not writing on the question paper, so I'm going to definitely do it this time. Here we go. So it says I have 25 minutes to answer the 20 questions. I am not allowed to use a calculator, fine. Everything is a real number, that's helpful. We have some nice formulas for volumes and areas, that's good. Okay, let's go. Question 1. What value of z satisfies the equation above? 2z plus 1 equals z, so subtracting z, that's z plus 1 equals 0, so z is minus 1. So yeah, good. Question 2. Television with a price of $300 is to be purchased with an initial payment of 60, so 60 plus 30 times weeks, and that needs to equal the total amount that we're going to get here, so 30 times the weeks needs to be the total, which is 300. So we want 300 equals 60 plus 30w, 300 equals 60 plus 30w, so that's C. Okay. Question 3. Table above shows some shipping charges. Very on point. For an online retailer that sells sporting goods, there's a linear relationship between the shipping charge and the weight of the merchandise. Which function can be used to determine the total shipping charge? Okay, so we know that when it's 5 and then it increases. Right, so it's going up from 10 to 20. We're going, okay, so from 10 to $20, we're going up by a total of $9.90. So that's 0.99. Right, so it's 99 cents per thing, but then we need to subtract off 5 times 99, 0.99. So it would be 5, but that's going to be $4.95. So if we take $4.95 away from $16.94, that's $12.94, $11.99. Okay, so I think the starting value is $11.99 and then it's plus 0.99. So that would be B. Okay, cool. B, happy with that? Nice question, like that one. Okay, number 4. The line in the xy plane above represents the relationship between the height in feet and the base diameter of cylindrical columns. Okay, so cylindrical columns, okay. How much greater is the height of a column that has a base diameter of 5 feet than the height of a column that has a base diameter of 2? Okay, so the height, right, so 5 feet on the diagram. So 5 corresponds to 35. 2 here reading up corresponds to 14. So there's a difference there of 21. 21, yeah, 21 feet, okay. Okay, so that's C. Question 5, going quickly, but it needs to. X is greater than 0. Which of the following is equivalent to the given expression? So 3x, plus or minus 3x. So I guess 3, okay, x is positive, so yeah, 3x. Cool. Number 6. What are all values of x that satisfy this equation? Right, so let's multiply over. So it'll be x squared minus 1 equals minus 2 times x minus 1. So that's x squared minus 1 is minus 2x plus 2. So that's x squared plus 2x. And then we need to minus that, minus 3 equals 0. So I think that's going to be x can be what? Interesting. The roots of that. So we need an x plus 3 and x minus 1, I think, would be 0. If I expand that out, x squared minus x plus 3x, yeah, minus 3. But x cannot be 1 because then you're dividing by 0, which we can't do. So I think it's just x is minus 3. I'm going to go with that. If x is minus 3, then you'll get 8 divided by minus 4, which is minus 2. Yeah, cool. Number 7. The graph of y equals fx is shown in the plane. What is the value of f of 0? 4. Because when x is 0, y is 4. Yep. 4. D. Cool. Number 8. In the figure above, point B lies on the line AD. Sure. What is the value of 3x? Well, I know that 5x is 90 degrees. So x is 90 divided by 5 is 18 degrees. So 3x is 3 lots of 18, 54 degrees. C. Question 9. Which of the following is an equation of a line L in the xy plane? Okay, so it's y equals minus x minus 4. I think, yes, because now when y is 0, x is minus 4. Yeah, so y equals minus x minus 4. So I could write that as x plus y equals minus 4, which means C. Cool. Okay, question 10. The graph of y equals 2x squared plus 10x plus 12 is shown. Okay, if the graph crosses the y-axis at point 0k, what is the value? So when it crosses the y-axis, x is 0. Okay, so x equals 0, so y is 12. Cool. Going with that? Yeah. 11. A circle in the xy plane has center 5, 7. So I know this. So it's x minus 5 squared plus y minus 7 squared equals radius squared, which is 4. 5 squared. Top one then. Okay, so that's A. Question 12. Similar triangles. What is the value of cos of E? So for similar triangles, the angles don't change. So what do I know here? I know that for the original triangle, I know that cos of B is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, so that's 12/13. So it's the same for cos of E, so it's 12/13. But it doesn't change. Right, 13. In the xy plane, the graph of a function has two intercepts. What is the distance between them? Right, so I need to know two x-intercepts. That's when it's 0, so let's factorize it. So it's x plus x minus 4, no, x plus 4 times x plus 1, right, would be 0. X squared plus 5x plus 4, yep. So x is equal to minus 1 or minus 4, so the distance between them is 3. 14. What are the values of x to satisfy the given equation? Interesting. So let's square it. So then you get 4x equals x minus 3 squared. So what's that? That's x squared minus 6x plus 9. So then you can say, suppose that's 0. Nope, it's not 0. 4x equals that. So therefore we've got x squared minus 10x plus 9 is now 0. So that's now x minus 9 and x minus 1 equals 0. So x is 9 or x is 1. Excellent. So x is 9 or x is 1. Does that make sense? So let's sub it in. If x was 9, then you'd get the root of 36 so 9 definitely works. I don't think if x is 1, we get the root of 4, which is 2, but then we get 1 minus 2, which is minus 2, so that's wrong. So it's just 9, so it's just 2. Clever, going to get you with the negative one, similar to that earlier question. Okay, 15. The system of equations above, A is constant. For which of the following values of A does the system have no solution? Interesting. Okay, so that would when they are multiples of each other and fail. So if we have minus 3x plus y equals 6. Okay, and then we'd have to have a over 2x plus y would need to be 2, multiplying that second equation by half. So if we wanted them to be the same, can't make them the same like that though, can we? Okay, let's maybe not do that. I'm not sure that's a good idea. Okay, how else can we think about this? So I could do EROs and figure out different things, but that seems like a bit of overkill. Okay. So if A is 6, okay, so if A is 6, then what we have would be 6x plus 2y equals 4. If A was minus 6. If A is minus 6, then we get that. And we'd also have minus 6x plus 2y equals 12, which is a contradiction. So A just can't be minus 6. So which for the following values of A just has no solution? If A is minus 6, so then it's inconsistent. The equations are the same in x and y, but giving you different numerical solutions, i.e. nonsense. Okay, think about that one. Right, for question 16 to 20, solve the problem and enter your answer in the grid as described on the sheet. Okay, make no other one bubble. Right, fine, whatever. Okay, figure it out. I've got time to read instructions. A manufacturer shipped units of a certain product to 2 locations. Equation above, they like their shipping. Equation above shows the total shipping cost T in dollars, C units to the closer location, and F to the farther location. Okay, total shipping cost was 47,000 and 3 units were shipped. Right, so we know that 47,000, we know the total amount is equal to C to the closer, so 5C plus 12F, but we know that F is 3,000. Okay, so 12 times 3,000 is 36,000, so that's 36 minus, away from that, so 11,000 equals 5C is correct, so 36 up to 47, that's definitely 11. So that tells you therefore that C is 11,000 over 5, which is 2,200, I think. Okay, so I think the answer is 2,200 times by 5 would give 11,000. Yeah, going with that. Okay, if A and B are solutions to the equation above, what is the value of that? Right, so let's square it. 2x plus 1 squared is 25. So that's 4x squared plus 2x plus another 2x plus 4x plus 1 is 25. 4x squared plus 4x minus 24 is 0. Divide by 4, x squared plus x minus 6 is 0. So then that's x. I need to get a plus 3. X plus 3 and x minus 2. Let's check. X squared minus 2x plus 3x, yes, minus 6, good. So I think the solutions are, so we've got 2 solutions. So A is minus 3 and B is 2. So what's the distance between them? It's 5. So the answer I think there is 5. All right, Juan's going antique shopping. Man purchased an antique that had a value of $200. Each of the value is estimated to increase 10%. Okay. The estimated value 2 years after purchase by the expression 200A. What is the value of A? Okay, so we know that it's 200, and then each year the value has increased. So it's 200 times 1.1 times the number of years. So 1.1y. So if he's owned it for a year, then it's 1.1 times it. If he's owned it for 2 years, no, it's not right, is it? Because you need, right, let's think about this. That's not right. So the estimated value is represented by expression 200a. Okay, so it was 200 when he purchased it. Okay, let's just write the 2-year formula rather than the general one to keep it simple. So it's 200. Then after 1 year, it's multiplied by 1.1. It's squared, of course, because he's had it for 2 years. Yes, good. And that's got to equal 200a. Okay, so a is 1.1 squared, which is 1.21. Because you do 11 squared, divide by 10. 1.21, okay. So a is 1.21. That's my answer in the box. Okay, based on system equation above, what is the value of 5x plus 5y? Okay, so if I add the two equations, you get 5x plus 5y is 2,500. Okay. Seems oddly easy. Check that. 5x plus 5y is 2,500. Yeah, cool. Okay, last one. U plus t equals 5. U minus t is 2. Okay, so let's solve that. No, I don't need to solve it. Difference of 2 squares, very nice. So we've got u minus t times u squared. So that's u minus t times u plus t. That's what I want to know. But u minus t is 2. So that's 4. And then it's times a u plus t, which is 5. So the answer is 20. Okay, stop. If you finish before time is called, you may check your work on this section only. Okay, no checking, that's not allowed. We know how these things work for me. I'm going to call it. That is the first 20 questions done, section 3, non-calculator. Ben, enjoy marking that. Right, section 4 allows me to use a calculator, 38 questions, 55 minutes. I have my trusty Casio, which I do not know how to use. You'll know this if you've seen any of my previous exam videos, but hopefully it will do the basics of multiplying awful numbers, because I'm guessing it will maybe be focused more around that. But again, I have no idea because I've never looked at this exam or this syllabus before. But either way, I've got 55 minutes, 38 questions, I have a calculator. Let's go. First question, a helicopter initially hovering 40 feet above the ground begins to gain altitude at a rate of 21 feet per second. Which of these helicopters altitude above the ground? T seconds after, so you need 21t starting at 40, so B. Didn't need the calculator for that. Right, 2. A text messaging plan charges. Nice, text messaging. I'm pretty sure texts are free now though, but I still like it, it's modern. A text messaging plan charges a flat fee, $5 per month for a text. Up to 100 text messages, plus 0.25 for each additional text sent that month. Okay, so it's flat at $5 up to 100, and then it will increase at a gradient. Your total cost, yeah. So it has to be A. Yep, has to be A. Only sensible answer. All right. Jake buys a bag of popcorn at a movie theatre. I bet it costs like $20. He eats half the popcorn during the 15 minutes of previews. Okay, after eating half, he stops eating for the next 30 minutes. So it's going to decrease and then go flat. Okay, so I think we're going to have a decrease and flat. Then he gradually eats popcorn until he accidentally spills all of it. So he starts eating it again, and then it's going to drop down. Okay, so 15, 30, and then he spills it. So it has to come down, go flat, and then gradual, and then drop. Go down, flat, gradual decrease, and then drop. So it has to be B. Only sensible one. Cool. Well done, Jake. 20 minus x is 15. So x is clearly 5, so 3x is 15. Yeah, cool. Let's see them. Nice. 5. The function f defined above, what is the value of f of minus 1? Okay, so f of minus 1 is equal to minus 1 plus 3. So that's 2 divided by 2. So that's 2 over 2. So that's 1. So C. Woo. Okay. I like this. Long may it continue. Number 6. Which of the following is equivalent to this expression? Right, well, let's expand out. So that's 2x. So that's 2x cubed minus 6x squared. 2x minus 6x squared, so that's D. Nice. I'm kind of worried that these are going too well, but maybe this is what the test is like. Who knows? 7. A retail company has 50 large stores located in different areas throughout a state. Very American. A researcher for the company who enjoys subtraction varies greatly. If the following sampling methods, I like this, I teach stats, it's most appropriate to estimate the proportion of all employees of the company who are satisfied. One of the 50 stores at random, no. 10 employees from each store, yep. Surveying the 25 highest paid, no. Creating a website on which employees can express their opinions, no. You need to do it randomly, so it's got to be B. Got to do a random sample across everyone to get all the opinions. Got to be B. All right, 8. Still haven't used a calculator. The 2 graphs above show the total amounts of money that Ian and Jeremy each have deposited into their good on you, Ian and Jeremy, to their savings account. For the first 7 weeks after opening, after they made their initial deposit, how much more did Ian deposit each week than Jeremy? Okay, so we need to know the gradients. So after their initial deposit, so Ian is doing 1 week is $100. So Ian is 100 each week. Jeremy's gradient is less, so Jeremy is getting 100 over 2 weeks. So Jeremy is 50, I believe. So Ian's 100, so how much more did he deposit each week? He deposited $50 more. So it has to be C. Question 9. The function h is defined above. What is h of 5 minus h of 3? Okay, so h of 5 is 2 to the 5, which is 32, I believe. 2 cubed is 8, 16, 32, yeah, and h of 3 is 8. So 32 minus 8, that's 24. That's C. Okay, number 10. Researcher, more random sampling. So they did a random sample of students from a large university. How often they see movies. The research estimated 23% of the students' population saw a movie at least once per month. The margin of error is 4%. Which of the following is the most appropriate conclusion about all students based on the given estimate? Okay, it is unlikely that less than 23%, at least 23%, but no more than 25% of the students. The researcher is between 19 and 27. The margin of error is 4%, so I think that should be plus or minus 4%. The researcher is between that, sure, no. It is plausible the percentage of students who see a movie at least once per month. I think it's D. Yeah. I didn't realize this would be like a reasoning test. We're having to interpret the numbers. This is interesting. This is very unexpected, but I think I would go with D from those answers. Right, so 11. The table above shows 2 lists of numbers. Which of the following is a true statement comparing list A and list B? Okay. The mean are the same, standard deviations are different. Oh, interesting. The means are different, the means are different. Okay, so I need to work out the mean and see if I can get anything interesting about the mean. So the mean, okay, so let's call it a bar, which is going to be the mean, is going to be a 6 times 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. So I think I know what this is. 11, 15, 18, 20, 21 over 6. Or 21 over 6. 21 over, that's 3.5, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so the mean of A is 3.5. And then for B, it's 1 over 6 times 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 5. So that's equal to 5, 8, 12, 16, 5. So that's 21 over 6. So that's also 3.5. Okay, so the mean's definitely the same. Okay, so it can't be C or D. So I can just cross off, can't be those two. Now, standard deviations are different. A is more spread out. A is definitely more spread out than B. Yes, so the means are the same and the standard deviations are different, so therefore it has to be A. Okay, question 12. Book was on sale for 40% off its original price. If the sale price was $18, okay, so I therefore know that 18 is equal to 0.6 times x, where x is the original price, 60%. Yep. So that's 18 is equal to 3 over 5x. So 3x is 5 lots of 18, which is 90, so x is 30. And if you've got 40% off that, 10% would be 3, you'd expect. Yeah, so the original was 30. And assume there is no sales tax. I like that. Be ridiculously difficult, seeing as the sales tax varies from state to state, as I've learned. Okay, 13 and 14 refer to the following information. Right, let's get reading. Insect count for 3 pesticide treatments. Oh, God. Alrighty. 3 colonies of insects were treated with a different pesticide over an 8-week period to test the effectiveness of the 3 pesticides. A, B, and C were treated with pesticides A, B, and C, respectively. Okay, each pesticide was applied every 2 weeks to one of the 3 colonies over an 8-week period. The bar graph shows the insect counts for each of the 3 colonies. Okay. Which of the following colonies showed a decrease in size every 2 weeks? Do any of them always go down? So I think there, A and B are both going down, but C goes up initially. Yeah, so the solid grey ones go down and the dotted ones go down. So both A and B go down. So 1 and 2. Okay, of the following, which is closest to the ratio the total number of insects in all 3 colonies in week 8 to the total number at the initial treatment? Okay, so we've got 80 plus 2 lots of 60, approximately. So I think initially there's 200, about, and then at the end there's like 50 plus 20 plus 10, 50. So there's about 80, so it goes from 200 to 80. So that's 8 out of 20, which is 4 out of 10, about 40%. So, which is 2 to 5. So I think it's going to be A. Approximating, I'm going with A. Okay, and then 15, a right circle. Oh, 15 is nothing to do with insects. It's just on the same, but it did tell me that, right? I was like, what's a cone got to do with insects? A right circular cone has a volume. Okay, so V is 24 pi. I think I was given the formula for this. The height of the cone is 2 inches. What is the radius? So let's go check the formula. So the formula for the cone, right at the very beginning, I was told this. Oh, nope, not at the very beginning. In the beginning of the math section, I was told something about the formula for the volume of a cone. Right, so where are we? There we go. Volume of a cone is 1/3 pi r squared h. I did know that, but just wanted to check. 1/3 pi r squared h. Okay. 1/3 pi r squared h, 1/3 pi r squared h, 1/3 pi r squared h. So that's pi r squared h over 3. Okay, and we're told that the height is 2. Okay, so we know that 24, therefore 24, it's cancelling the pi's, is equal to r squared times 2/3. Great, so I need to multiply by 3 and divide by 2, or multiply by 1.5, so I think 36 is r squared, so r is 6. Cool, r is 6. 15 is B. 16. In 2015, the populations of city X and city Y were equal. In 2010-2015, city X increased by 20% and Y decreased. Okay, right. Population of city X was 120,000, so it's 120,000. Okay. And then it increased by 20%, so times 1.2. Come on, I can work this out. So that's another 24,000. So it's therefore 144,000. Okay, so city Y finished on 144,000 and it had decreased. So therefore 144,000 is 0.9 times Y. So Y therefore is 144,000. I'm going to use the calculator. 144,000. My calculator's out of battery. This is amazing. I'm pressing on and nothing is happening. All right, I guess I'm doing it in my head then. Okay, I can do this. So what do we know? We know 144,000 is 9/10 of y. So that means 1,440,000 is 9y. So I need to do 1,440,000 divided by 9. Ugh, annoying. So if I did 144 over 9, how many 9s go into that? Okay, so 144 over 9. Okay, well, let's do it into 3s. I think I can do that. 48 times 3. Yeah, so that's 48 over 3. So that's going to be 16. 48 divided by 3 is 16. So therefore 144 over 9 is 16. So 1.6 million? Okay, I think it's 1.6 million. And then if it went down by 10%, it would lose 160,000. 1.5, 1.44 million. Yes. So 1.6 million. Having divided by that, is 160,000. One too many zeros. So there's 160,000. It lost 10% to go down to 144,000. So the population there must be C. Awesome. Right, question 17. So volume of a sphere. It gives me the formula this time, though I did definitely know that one. 4/3 pi r cubed, right. Which of the following is the radius of the sphere in terms of the volume of this? So rearranging the formula. Okay, I can do that. Kind of running out of space. Let's write it down here. So V equals 4 pi radius cubed. So r cubed is V over 4 pi. So it's cube root of V over 4 pi. Cube root of V divided by 4 pi. Whoops, 4/3. Silly, so 3v. So cube root of 3v over 4 pi. This has to be D. Cool. Right, 18. Table shows results of a survey in which tablet users were asked how often they would watch video advertisements in order to access streaming content. This is very, very much the 2020s question here. Based on the table, which of the following is closest to the probability that a tablet user answered always, given that the tablet user did not answer? Whoa, what? Okay, so results of a survey. It's Bayes' theorem, I think. How did I do it? Right. Which of the following is close to probability user answer given always? So it's probability of always given they did not answer never. Okay. I see. So Bayes' theorem, probability of A given B equals the probability of A and B out of the probability of B. Okay, so A and B, so answering always and not answering that. Well, obviously, so always. So that's 30.9. Okay, so I think that's 30.9% out of answering all of the things that weren't never, right? Not answering never, yes. So 24.3 plus 13.5 plus 30.9. Okay, so that's point. Would use a calculator, but mine's broken. 7 and carry the 1. Okay, and then that gives me an 8, and then 2, 3, so 68.7, I think. Does that work? Yeah, 68.7. I agree with that from adding them and subtracting 31.3 from 100. Yeah, so that out of 68.7%. So, which of these is the closest? So that's what? 31 out of 69. About, what's that? It's not quite half, so it must be C. Okay. Deducing at C without my calculator. It is what it is. Got to make do. Okay. 19. In the above equation, A is constant. The graph of the equation is a parabola. Which of the following is true? Interesting. So, the minimum occurs at which point? So it's a negative parabola. Yeah, so it's a negative parabola like that. And we know that when x is 3, yeah, so we know it's a negative parabola. And then here x is 3 because it's centered on that point. And then when x is 3, y is a. So that's the maximum, 3a. Its maximum occurs 3a, which is D. All right, number 20. Halfway through. Feel like I'm doing all right. It's going well. Fingers crossed, touch wood, all of those things. Long may it continue. Okay, question 20. The maximum value of a data set consisting of 25 positive integers is 84. A new data set consisting of 26 is created by including 96 into the original one. Okay, which of the following measures must be 12 greater for the new data set than for the original? The range. So we've added a new big one. We don't know how the mean's going to change. The only thing that can change is the range. Yeah, the range has to go up. Cool. Nice way of testing the range there. Clayton, good old Clayton, will mix X milliliters of a 10% by mass saline solution, doing chemistry now, with Y milliliters of a 20% in order to create an 18% solution. The equation above represents this situation. Okay, if he uses 100 milliliters of the 20%, how many milliliters of the 10%? Oh God, right. So it's telling me 100%, 100 milliliters of the 20% one. Okay, so he's using Y of the 20% one. So in other words, Y is 100. So 0.10x plus 0.2 times 100, so that's plus 20, must equal 0.18 times x. Not be able to use that calculator, damn it. X plus Y, so I don't know x, but I know that Y is 100. Okay, so what do we know? 0.10x plus 20 equals 0.18x plus 100 times that, so plus 18. So 0.10x plus 2, yeah, equals 0.18x. So 2 is 0.08x. So that's 8 out of 100. So 2 is 8 out of 100 x. So that tells me that 8x is 200. So I think x must be 200 divided by 8 is 25. Does that work? Let's check. So x is 25. I'd get 2.5. 0.1 times it, yeah. So I'd get 2.5 plus 20 equals 0.18 times x plus y of 125. And I don't know what that is. Does it feel like it makes sense? It probably does. All right, I'm going to go with x is 25. It's an answer there. That's what I've worked out. Question 22. First year Eleanor organised a fundraising event. Good on you, Eleanor. She invited 30 people. For each of the next 5 years, she invited double the number of people she had. Okay, so the first year, so if Fn is the number of people invited to fundraise it n years after she began, so F0 is 5. Okay. Okay, and then it's going to be, she doubles it. So f of n is the starting point plus 2 times the previous number, f of n minus 1. Oh, okay. But the doubling effect, that's an exponential growth. It is, yeah, because it depends on n. Yeah. F n is the number of people. It's, she might double the number of people from previous. So it's definitely not decreasing. It's not linear because she's doubling it. It grows, so it has to be exponential. It's an increasing exponential function. Has to be. Okay. 23. Some values of x and their corresponding values of y are shown in the table where a is a constant. There is a linear, linear relationship. Okay, so, and y is 0, so we need a plus a. X plus 2y equals a. Yeah, that works. X plus 2y does indeed equal a. So it's the first one then. Yeah, they just have to equal a from that first one, yeah. Has to be a. All right, question 24. The scatter plot above shows the number of registered voters and the number of people who voted in the last election. Okay. For 7 districts, a line of best fit. Which is the equation of the line of best fit? Interesting. Right, so what have we got here? We've got a, okay, so it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So it's going 20 across and 10 up. Okay, so delta x is 20. Delta y is 10. So the gradient m is a half. So the gradient's a half. Now, does it go through 0? But it's not necessarily going through 0, but that's the gradient of it. Right, so yeah, y is equal to a half x, positive, so it has to be b. Okay, 25, the system of equations above is graphed in the xy plane. What is the x coordinate of the intersection point? Ugh. These numbers are awful. Okay, so let's try and solve them simultaneously then. So if I do 3 times the second one and then add them. So that will be 2.4x minus 1.5y is 0.3. 3 times the second one, so that's 4.8y plus x. Read the question, Tom. 4.8x plus 1.5y. I've multiplied by 3, so it's minus 3.9. So if I now add them, I get 7.2x. I get 0y, and that has to equal minus 3.6. So x is minus 3.6 over 7.2, which is minus a half. Okay, so x is minus a half. So that has to be A. All right, question 26. Keith is modelling some trees. My geography teacher was called Keith, I bet it's him. Keith modelled the growth over several hundred years of a tree population by estimating the number of the tree's pollen grains per square centimetre positive each year within the lake's sediment. Oh, there's so much words to read. He estimated there are 310 pollen grains per square centimetre with a 1%, so it was 310, okay, with a 1% annual increase, so 1.01 times the number of years, so it's 1.01 to the t, isn't it? Yeah, so 1. Similar to that earlier question I had, to the t. So 310 times 1.01, so it has to be d. Cool. Thanks, Keith. Okay, 27, getting there. Okay, based on the equation above, what's the value of this? Excellent. So we've got, let's expand out some brackets. So we've got 2/3 times 9x minus 6 minus 4 is 9x minus 6. Okay, I can probably do this a bit quicker then. So if I do minus 2/3 lots of it from both sides, then minus 4 is 1/3 lot of 9x minus 6. So minus 4 is then 3x minus 2. So minus 4, 3x minus 2. Nice. I like that one. 28. Okay, the function inside of this, so we know that x is minus 3 and k are the intersects on that x-axis. Could represent the graph, and it's a positive q, so it's a quadratic x squared like that. Great. So not the first two. X has to go through minus 3, which that one doesn't, so it has to be d. Wicked. It's d. Okay. Question 29. The above following can be used to approximate the height of an adult male based on the length L of his femur. Didn't know where they were going with that one. Interesting. Right, that's with femur. What is the meaning of 1.88 in this context? Approximate femur length in inches for a man with a height. No, so this is the height, so that's not right. It's the increase. The approximate increase in a man's femur length for each increase of 32. No. The approximate increase in a man's femur length in inches for each 1 inch increase in his height. Yes. Oh no, the increase in his height for each 1 inch increase in his femur. So if femur goes up by 1, his height goes up by 1.88. Yeah, so it has to be D. It has to be D. Interesting question. I wonder if that's true. Maybe there's a reference. Check later. Okay, question 30. Quadrilateral ABCD above. AD line is equal parallel to BC. Parallel to BC. And CD is a half AB. Okay, it's a half AB. What is the measure of angle B? Okay, let's think about this. So we've got two parallel lines, yep. And we know that's half of the length there. Okay, so I see. So if this is, let's call this 2x, then this is x. Yeah. So, and I want to know the angle at B. So the angle at B there, theta, and I've got the adjacent and the hypotenuse. So cos of theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. So that's adjacent is x over 2x. So that's a half. So if cos is a half, oh, we've got to think about this. Theta's 60. Okay, so theta's 60 degrees, right? Yeah, because it decreases, yeah. So theta's 60 degrees plus the 90 from the right angle, so I think it's got to be 150. Okay, so I think the answer to 30 is A. Right, we're on the non-multiple choice ones. Last bit. Question 31 to 38, solve your answers, write it out. Okay. Still, haven't really used the calculator. Can't use the calculator. Okay, let's hope these numbers are still going to remain nice. Fingers crossed. Lynn has $8 to spend on apples and oranges. Good on you, Lynn. Eating healthy. Apples cost 65 cents. Oranges cost 75 cents. If there is no tax on this purchase and she buys 5 apples. Okay, so she's buying 5 apples, which is 5 times 0.65. So that's going to be what? $3.25. And her total is $8, so she's got $4.75 left. What's the maximum number of oranges? They're 75 cents. So she can get 6. 6 lots of 75 would be $4.50. So I think 6 oranges is the maximum Lynn can get. Good haul. 6 oranges and 5 apples for $8. Is that a good haul? No, that seems expensive. America. All right, 32. Maybe they're from Trader Joe's or Whole Foods. They're probably from Whole Foods if she's paying $8 for 6 oranges and 5 apples. That is steep. 32. In the triangle above, A is 34 degrees. So therefore, it's a triangle. So the total angle has to be 180. So B plus C is just 180 minus 34. So B plus C is 180 minus 34, which would be 150, 146 degrees is the answer. Okay, cool. That's B plus C. 146. Okay, 33. The mean of the 5 numbers. Okay, great. So I know, so 700 plus 1200 plus 1600 plus 2000 plus x, and then when you do a fifth times all of that for the mean, that has to equal 1600. So the total, so let's write total then is 5 times 1600, which is 8000. Okay, so and then if we add them together, you get 1900, 2500, 3500, 5500. So I believe that x has to be 8000 minus 5500, so that's 2500. Okay, I think x is 2500. Okay, I'm going to put an arrow to indicate that's 33, Ben. You're not marking me down for that. Okay, 34. The relationship between x and y can be written as y equals mx. Okay, if y is 17, so what do we know? We know that 17 equals a. X equals a. What is the value of y when x is 2a? So we know 17 is ma, and now I need to know when x is 2a, y equals m times 2a. Okay, so what's changed here? We've multiplied by 2, so 34 is m times 2a. So y is 34. Okay, awesome. That is question 34 done. All right then, last page. Question 35. In the equation above, a and b are constants. The equation has infinitely many solutions. What is the value of b? Okay, interesting. So let's make this equal to, so if I were to divide by 4, so if b was 2.5, for example, and I've got a x plus 2.5 equals 4 times x plus 2.5. So I can cancel x, and then a would be 4, but x could be anything. Yeah. Would that work? I think so, yeah. Okay, I think it's b 2.5. I'm going with that. Go with that. The idea there was to get them to be multiples of each other. Okay, 36. In the xy plane, a line that has the equation y equals c for some constant intersects a parabola at exactly 1. So the parabola has this equation. So the parabola looks like this, minus x squared, okay, plus 5x. It doesn't go like that. Let's not draw the axis. Bad parabola. Let's try again. Definitely an upside down parabola. and we got y equals c, exactly 1 point. So it has to be, it touches it, it's tangent. Okay, so I need to know what happens at that point. So at that point, that is 0, 0, is it not? Let's think about this. So if y equals 0, that would mean x squared equals 5x, which would mean, oh no, because if x is 0, then y is 0. Right. Okay. So interesting. So when y is 0, yeah, x can be x equals 0 or 5. So the actual axes are like, it has 2 intersection points, right? Bad drawing here. Okay, let's go again. I think I've got the idea. So we've got 2, so it's a negative quadratic and it's crossing, right, yeah. So it crosses here and here. Okay, so this is at 0 and this is at 5. Now I need to know the minimum point here, which by symmetry occurs when x equals 2.5. So when x is 2.5, what is the value of y? That will be my tangent. Okay, so when x is 2.5, y is equal to, minus x squared. So that's 5 over 2. So minus 25 over 4 plus 5 lots of 5 over 2. So that's minus 25 over 4 plus 25 over 2. So that should be, so that's minus a quarter plus a half. Minus a quarter plus a half is a quarter, so it should be 25 over 4. Okay, so I think the answer is 25 over 4, and that's the answer. 36, I hope. Okay, right. Questions 36 and 37, that's answer refers to the following information. Okay, I'm talking about peregrine falcons. Nice. Peregrine falcon reaches a speed of up to 200 miles per... I know how they do this. So the peregrine falcon is the fastest animal on Earth because it sort of goes in circles above its prey and like dive bombs. So it's almost like a kamikaze dive down towards the ground. So it uses gravity to allow it to go even faster. So it's the maximum speed of 200 miles an hour happens because of gravity pulling it towards the Earth as it dive bombs to get its prey. Complete tangent, but hopefully fun fact. Right, making it the fastest animal on the planet when in a dive. It did tell me that, I just said that. Okay, what is the peregrine falcon's maximum speed while diving to catch prey in feet per second? Of course I got to write out this ridiculous set of units I've never used. Feet per second, oh amazing. Okay, so it's 200 miles per hour, and I want to know feet per second. So if 1 mile, so that's 200 times 5,280 feet per hour. But then I don't want per hour, I want per second. So there's 3,600 seconds. So I need to do 200 times 5,280 over 3,600 in my head. Right, I'm going to write on the next page. So 200, I did so well without the calculator. 200 times 5,280 over 3,600. Okay, so work this out. So 2 lots of the 5,280 gives me 10,560, and then we get 2 more zeros. 0. Okay, so that's 1,000,000. Don't like that comma now. Okay, so that's 1,056,000 feet per hour. So then divide by 3,600. So we can cancel the zeros. So I need to do 10,560 over 36. Marvelous. Okay. Can I do that? Well, I can definitely do 2s. Let's just go in powers of 2, shall we? So equals 5,280. Could have simplified this. But anyway, 5,280 over 18, which then equals half of 5,280 is 2,640 over 9, which is then, can I divide that by 3? Probably. So 830 over 3, is that right? no, it's not 830. 880 maybe over 3. Let's just check. So if that was 880, 2400 plus another 2, yes. 880 over 3, I think is the answer. And I can't, 3's don't go into 880, no. So it's 880 over 3 things, I think. Round your answer to the nearest whole number. Of course. Okay, so 880 divided by 3, so that's about, it's not quite, so if it was 9, so 900 over 3 is 300. We're about 20 less, which is 7 times 3. So I think 293. All right, done without a calculator. 293, I think, is the answer. I'm going to circle that in 37. Okay, 38. If American Falcon dove at its maximum speed for half a mile, how many seconds would the dive take? Okay. So if it's going at 200 miles per hour, okay, so 200 miles per hour is equal to 200 miles per second, where you divide by 3600. So in a second, how many miles does it go? So it goes 1/18 of a mile per second. That's insane. Okay, 1/18 of a mile per second. And then we're going for, it needs to go for half a mile. So it needs to go for 9 seconds. So therefore 9 seconds equals half a mile. Wow. All right, so I think the answer is 9 seconds. So I think it's 9 seconds. Okay. Right, that's it. Quite enjoyed the discussion about falcons at the end. Not sure about those units. America, what on earth is feet per second? That's not a thing. That's not a thing. But anyway, hopefully, even without my broken, useless calculator, hopefully I did okay. So that's it. That's all the questions. Both sections done. It felt good, actually. There's a few, clearly, you'll have seen that I had to think about or go back or did a bad sketch or, you know, but considering I haven't checked, I can say at this point, I'm fairly confident with all of it. There isn't, not like last time with circle theorems and things I'd forgotten. With this, I feel like it was just general reasoning, general mathematical reasoning, and I feel pretty confident I could be on for a very, very nice score. I'm going to beat you this time, Ben. Even though it's not a competition, I'm going to beat you. So that brings us to the end of part 1 in this series. I have finished the American SAT maths section of the exam. I'm going to send this now over to Ben Sparks. Ben has also completed the same practice paper, number 10. He will send his solutions to me. And then in the follow-up video, we're going to mark each other's work and talk through the exam in general. So don't miss that. And remember, this is totally, definitely, absolutely not a competition. But secretly it is. And I'm going to win. Thank you everyone for watching. Please do remember to subscribe if you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all soon. Take care.